And off we go. I think. Yep. I think I got the microphone. I got the microphone hooked up. We'll see how that works. I made a video the other day with the microphone. I had it clipped to my visor right above my head, probably 9-10 inches away from my mouth, and it was the video. The audio was terrible. I had to trash the whole video. Now I have it clipped onto my shirt pocket. It seems like it has to be close to your mouth. It's too far away. I don't know. It sounded awful. It was like a. It was kind of like there was an echo or something, but it was real loud. Like I would say something and then it would repeat. And there was a lot of static too. I don't know. Very sensitive mic, but you would think if it was farther away. I don't know. I never used the mic before, so I'm hoping this video comes out alright. Anyway, it's heading back to Du Bois to see my mom. It's 59 degrees right now. I'm calling for a lot of rain today. That's okay. I got my grass cut. By the time it stops raining, it'll be ready to cut again. But got my front yard all cut, the backyard, and the dog pen. And my son came down and helped out. He did the weed eater. He ran the weed eater. He has his own channel if you want to check it out. It's in my description box below the video, my videos. He works on cars a lot. He wants to start his own landscaping business. He wants to get a zero steer riding mower. He's got a trailer, big truck. So he's all ready now for a riding mower. Hopefully he can get one. I told him just do it. Go get it. Take out a loan, whatever he has to do. If you don't get started, it ain't gonna happen. I think he'll do well around here if he gets out and does it, because the few people that we used to have that you could hire don't do it anymore. So that's that. And it's official now. My daughter is in August. She'll be leaving Okinawa. She's been there for 2 years. She'll be leaving there to go to Moody Air Force Base in Georgia, United States. So she'll still be far away, but at least she'll be back in the States, and it's not that far to drive. I looked it up on the maps, Google Maps. I don't know, I think it was something like 13 hours, but that's not like 900 miles, 913 miles from my house. But me and a friend of mine, Dave, he's the one that owns a car dealership. When we were young, we drove to Florida a couple times. We made it at one time in 18 hours. Left Pennsylvania and drove to where my aunt lives in Cocoa in 18 hours. It was a terrible trip because we were both tired, but we kept pushing on. We didn't stop for nothing unless we had to call, answer the call of nature. Then we stopped and get a hoagie or something. But we kept trucking down 95, Interstate 95. Big, long, straight stretch. Boring. Boring as all hell. bumper to bumper, 75 mile an hour, 80 miles an hour. That was back in the early 80s, probably 80, 81, 1980. He went to Daytona to see, I think it was, can't remember where he went. We went down together, and he got off somewhere like Daytona, farther north than Cocoa. He got off there to see his brother, and then I continued to drive down to Cocoa to see my aunt. That's my aunt that I used to stay with when I was a kid in the summertime. Aunt and uncle. My Aunt Ween and my Uncle George. And George passed away. Anyway, when I was younger, my uncle up here, Uncle Archie, I called him, Charles McGinney, I called him Uncle Archie. And he used to take me to Florida in the summer times to stay with my aunt and uncle down there. Memories of that so good. I think about it all the time. That was back in the late 60s. Not like it is today. We actually went on a tour, I remember, as a little kid. They had a bus tour of NASA. And back then, you could go right into the control center and the VAB building. You could actually go right in and walk around. And I remember going in the control center, and the guy that was leading our group, whatever they call them people, that our tour guide, he showed us the button that they push to launch the Apollo rocket. And I was there for Apollo 11. I saw Apollo 11 launch. My aunt, she had a house right on the Indian River. They call it the Indian River, but it's more the ocean, like an inlet. And then you could stand in her backyard and you could look across the water. It was about 6 miles, I guess. And you could see the launch pads. So we sat in the backyard and watched them launch Apollo 11. I'll never forget that. You can't believe how loud those are. How much noise they make when you're actually there. It's incredible. We saw other launches too, but Apollo 11 was the only big one I saw. I saw him launch a few smaller ones. It's quite a sight to see. Of course, they don't do it anymore. And the shuttle is done. So I wish that our country would band together again to put a man on the moon again, like it was in the 60s. It seems like America has nothing to be proud of anymore. But that's a subject for another time. It's kind of dark, stormy, dark weather. Oh, I hope my mother's doing good today. I don't know what time she gets up. I don't know what time they have breakfast. I think something like 7:30. So she should be back in her room. She's still in that other room. She's going through therapy. It's going to be a couple weeks before they let her go back to personal care. I don't see why not, but they want her to be able to walk before they send her back, but doesn't make sense to me. In fact, it seems like putting her back in personal care would be a benefit because she had a refrigerator and microwave where she could get up and do things. But in this room, she don't have nothing. She just sits in a wheelchair all day. There's a really nice courtyard right down where her room is, but the weather's been so terrible lately that you can't take her outside. It'd be nice we get a nice warm day though, so I can go up and take her outside. And we can sit out there. It's a really nice courtyard. I guess I might try and stop at McDonald's and get her maybe like a small coffee and a hash brown. She likes the hash browns, but she's not too keen on the sausage biscuit things, egg McMuffins. My dash lights were out. I wonder why. Here I had the switch off. I had my side back door open yesterday, and I turned the lights off inside the van. I forgot about that. I don't know if they're flickering or if I'm just going nuts. Anyway, we're back to the highway. So, get back with you here soon. Stay frosty. Well, I'm here in a room with no mother. I don't know where they put her. Maybe she's in therapy. So I'm just going to sit and see the nice flowers she got from somebody. Those are nice. So I'm just going to sit and I got an egg McMuffin and a hash brown I'm eating, and I got her a coffee and a hash brown. She won't eat an egg McMuffin. So anyway, I'm just waiting. Well, here we are back in the van, heading for home. Saw my mother. I was there about 4 hours. It's 1 o'clock right now. I got to the nursing home at 9. But my mother she went down to church, I guess, and they have a church there. So I didn't see her till 10. I waited an hour in the room there. Then she came back about 10. And then my brother and his wife showed up at 10:30. So we all had a visit. And my brother and his wife left at 12 because she had a doctor's appointment. And I just left there about 10 minutes ago. My mother's, today she's a little bit confused about things. It's funny how that works. Sunday when I was up here, she was just like a normal. But today she was confused about things. I don't know if it's dementia or medication or what it is. The one, she'll have a good day and a bad day. off and on. She's still in that room that they, well, she's not in her regular room in personal care. She's in a different room. I guess until they do some therapy and get her to walk. Get her to walk a little better, then they're going to put her back in personal care. They had her walking a little bit today, just from her bed to the bathroom, about 10 feet, you know. And she wasn't, she was struggling to stand up. Sunday, on Mother's Day, she moved right along on her walker, but today, I guess that comes and goes too. Strange. I ran into a childhood friend that I hadn't seen since probably I was about 14 years old or so. She used to live right next door to us, her and her brother. And we were good friends. We hung out all the time, taking walks in the woods and jumping in the hay and playing baseball and riding mini bikes. I haven't seen her for, well, easily 40 years. I wouldn't have recognized her. Actually, I didn't at all. And she asked me who I was. Well, she said, "Are you Dale?" And I said, "Yeah." Then I realized it was her. Debbie was her first name. And they live right here in Du Bois. So that was kind of nice. Surprise. Her brother comes there too. And but he wasn't there today. She said, "I'll tell him that I saw you." Because her dad's in the same nursing home as my mother. That's how I met her there. She was visiting her dad. He's younger than my mother, but still, I'd say he's in his late 80s anyway. So I'm heading home. My son said he was coming down tonight to do a little cleanup and stuff. So I'm just going to take the regular highway the whole way home. Nothing much to see. So I'll let you all go. Have a good day. Have a good week. Stay frosty.